am RedCyclone! Yeah!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is going on, world? What is going on?
Yes, sir. This week, for our, 2 decades of comic book and superhero movies?
Yep.
We have Judge Dredd
Yep.
from 1995. Starring Sylvester Stallone, so we're going to get into that later. Also, unfortunately, Rob Schneider. I have a bunch of small things, small or large, some news that came out from Tokyo Game Show this week.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? Anything come out that was interesting?
I'm actually I don't have much this week besides the movie. I've just been busy with the wrestling stuff. I've been playing Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment has been really good. I've been going through the school stories in Lost Judgment. So that's been mostly what I've been doing, is trying to get through Lost Judgment. And I'm digging the game. It's fun. I'm looking at Far Cry. I saw that last trailer of Far Cry 6. It looks really interesting. It looks like it's going to be fun.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to, there's a specific YouTube show that I started recently watching.
Yeah.
They are glitch centric.
Yeah.
It's called Highlight Reel.
Cool.
And this past week, episode number 612, they had a small part of the show that featured Judgment.
Nice.
And just, I know you may have seen some stuff from the Dragon Engine.
Yeah.
In Yakuza 6, and maybe what's the other game? It's Kiwami 2.
Yeah.
Where sometimes the physics bugs out, but I just want to give you a heads up to keep an eye out for some shenanigans that can or may not happen in your game in Lost Judgment. It's hilarious, dude.
So there's one thing that happened to me. It wasn't a glitch, like a game breaking glitch. It kind of like fixes itself eventually. But what happened during one of the school missions, you are pretty much you're kind of like, it's like the hostess thing, like you're kind of like getting to know a girl and stuff like that. There's sometimes when you do play darts, when you play the dart game, and pretty much if you don't win or lose or whatever, the screen will go blank and it looks like you're coming up from the ground, and you line up in like in the middle of the city into another dart game and not where you were at.
Awesome. You should catch that the next time it happens.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing like, which is great. It's nothing game breaking.
Yeah.
But it's the type of stuff I like, where it's just the main character gets stuck on the door, and his character model, it has the button prompt to press X, but he's upside down and flopping against the door. It makes no sense. There's one where he does one of the finishing moves, which is like the equivalent to the heat move. I forget what they're called in Judgment.
Yeah, the heat. They're still the same.
Okay, and he does the heat move to the enemy, and the enemy starts bouncing at first, and then he just starts spinning in a spiral in midair.
I had the guy bouncing. He was like going up and down, like he was having a seizure attack.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's the few clips they just showed me that. So I some people would be turned away when they see that. Me, I'm looking forward to it.
I also had one that I was doing the skateboarding mission, and I jumped to the other side, and I landed up in the water.
Oh, wow.
And there was no water in that area. So I don't know what the fuck happened.
Wow.
So I had to reset the game like that. Other than that, it hasn't like really. Besides that one, I had to reset the game. There hasn't really been much that will reset the game. It was just fix itself eventually.
Got you.
But they're fun.
Dragon Engine.
I found them
that
funny.
Dragon Engine.
Yeah, I made
Lord have mercy. All right, that's cool.
I was surprised they didn't do like the so many people coming at you at once. Like I remember in Yakuza 6, you have like 7-8 guys coming at you at once, and this one is just the basic 3.
They probably don't want to overload the Dragon Engine. They're like,
But it's
listen.
on PS5. Use that shit.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's still all this time. They still haven't made it ultra stable where it just won't freak out sometimes. Because I can say with probably like 95% accuracy, none of the Yakuza games pre-6 that I played have freaked out.
Yeah.
Like the physics engines, they haven't freaked out.
Yeah.
But the first time I played Yakuza 6, I kicked the guy and he just starts freaking out. It's just, I started dying laughing. So
Yeah.
it's hilarious. So I could imagine. That's probably why they kept it. They were like, oh, it does this too? Oh,
I just pre-ordered something while we were talking.
what's that now?
I pre-ordered Andros with the hood. They just put it on Target to order.
And then what's Andros now?
Andros from Power Rangers in Space, the Red Ranger.
Okay. I thought you were saying Andros from Star Fox. I'm like, what?
Yeah, see, so there's a Target exclusive figure that's coming out that he has like all. It's supposed to look like his shadow more than anything. Because remember in the first episode when he had the drape and that he was like hiding himself from the villains and stuff like that. It's that figure. So he has the hood, but it comes with like a blacked out space helmet and a blacked out suit. So basically he's all black. So it looks like he could like hiding and shit.
Oh, like it has no features for his face and things like that?
No, it has feature. Well, he has his head, but then it has like a blacked out space helmet. I'll send you so you can see it, because I'm not doing justice explaining it. Yeah. So it just randomly popped up on Target, and I had $10 off on Target. So I was like, I got it for $12. So I'm all fine with that. I like paying $12 for figures. They raised the price of figures too.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, I think they went to 25 instead of 21.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's where they got you, man. That's where they got you. Power Rangers killing me. Yo, I have so much Lightning Collection pre-ordered right now that now I'm just in a point that it's like, yo, I'm just gonna stop until you actually send me some of these shits.
Makes a lot of sense. I can understand.
Cause I don't even know what the fuck I have anymore. I actually had to go through everything to see what Tommy pre-ordered, because I know I pre-ordered some stuff for Tommy, and he would give me the money and shit like that. But I know I pre-ordered stuff for him. I had to go through it with him again to see if he didn't pre-order anything I pre-ordered, and I found like 3 orders that I did for him. He wound up doing it himself anyway. So I was like, motherfucker. So I ain't buying it. I was like, I'm not paying extra for extra figures. Like, I'm buying that once. Like, honestly, if I open them, that's it. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not buying doubles of shit. I'm done with that. If I decide to open them, I won't open them. I'm gonna flaunt them. I'm gonna put them up and shit like that. But I am not buying pairs. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just like, I'm done. They making me done with this damn shit.
It's too many figures.
The only things I have doubles of is the putties, as you should. If you get like a troop character, you always should have at least 2.
Makes sense.
That's my thing. Like, even when I was a kid with foot soldiers, I had like 2 or 3 foot soldiers.
This is true.
I had like the G.I. Joe troops. I had like 3 or 4 of them, and things like that. Cause it makes it like, especially if you display it, it makes it look like it's actual real battle scene from like the Power Rangers show, and shit like that. That's how I think. Even if I don't open them, that's how I think.
I always think about it. If you're a kid, if you play with them, you have your little mini army anyway.
Yeah, and sometimes those characters look badass, and you actually land up like wanting to use them as a good guy and shit.
This is true. You can do whatever you want when you buy it.
Yep.
Who's gonna tell you not to?
Exactly. It's your imagination, not theirs. Which reminds me, I gotta fix my New Day area because I think Xavier Woods fell.
Shame.
Yeah, he didn't drop anything. He just fell. Because I put the WWE Championship on the Big E Hasbro one.
Okay.
Because I had an extra WWE Championship on AJ Styles on my display, so I put it on Big E.
Okay.
So now Kofi and Biggie have the titles. We need a crown. So when I open Baron Corbin, I'm gonna give Xavier the crown.
It's messed up.
in the jacket.
It's messed up.
Rob him and make him broke. I miss broke Corbin. I actually was enjoying that more than Happy Corbin.
Yeah. Same. What about Madcap Moss?
Anyway, yeah. So like the Power Rangers Lightning collection is getting like a little overbearing. So yeah. So I found like double duplicate. So I think I pre-ordered the metallics, and then Tommy said he missed them out on them. But I had the I have the Hasbro Pulse membership. It's like $50, and you get free shipping on everything, things like that. But what they do give you with also is you get first dibs on things. So basically, when they went up for pre-order, me having the Pulse, I didn't know they didn't go pre-order for everyone else. So I lined up pre-ordering for him, and then he lined up pre-ordering it, and then I delete them because I was like, fuck, I ain't paying an extra for a Rocky. Fuck that. I'm not buying an extra Rocky. I'm mad that I have 2 already. Yep. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure you got out. It's not. Yeah, I refuse to buy a second Rocky.
This is true.
No
Don't do it.
No Steve Cardenas. No double of Steve Cardenas.
There's only one. Just to make sure he really existed.
Funny shit is he actually has 2 figures because he's getting a metallic red coming out.
Oh, okay. Are they doing that for everybody?
The only one that they
like
have now announced was Tommy metallic white. The rest of them got a metallic figure coming. So Adam metallic red, black, Billy metallic blue. They fixed his face. Catherine metallic pink, which came out already. I have that already. And yeah, they look cool. They fixed their faces, so at least they updated their faces and shit.
Nice.
And then they lastly announced the white and pink Ninjetti, which I talked about last week, and I had to add those into it. So like 2022, I'm gonna have a shit ton of fucking Power Ranger figures coming in.
Good.
Like a fuck ton, like a lot. Not happy about it too much. Anyway, so you said Tokyo Game Show. What's up with that?
Yes, sir. They had the annual Tokyo Game Show in Japan this year. There was a lot of things. Well, usually it's a public event. I mean, you can actually travel there and go get your press pass on and do it. But I believe this year wasn't the case.
Okay.
But they did have like a lot of showcases. The ones in particular that I got to see was people showing off King of Fighters 15 in actual action. So it looks really good. It's good in motion. People doing combos, showing off tech and whatnot. So the game looks like it's going to be solid when it releases. I believe the roster for pre DLC is already announced. So that's cool to see it. They showed Stranger of Paradise, which is a Final Fantasy game that is being made by the team that made Neo.
Oh, sweet.
And that had like a funny. The internet loved that trailer because the guy's bland expression and the word chaos.
Yeah.
They confirmed the date. They had a playable demo, and they're gonna have the demo out. Then it was like that was 2 days ago, so it's out now.
Cool.
So as of today, you could play it because it's 2 days later. The actual origin, the title is Final Fantasy Origin. The actual release date, though, is going to be, they don't have the date. They only have the month. So it says March 2022. So better than, they have the 18th. And unlike a lot of stuff recently, is PC, PS5, Series X, and S. And it's going to be PS4 and original Xbox One. So there you go. That's going to be announced. I mean, that's going to be ready to go, and we don't have to worry when. Also, damn, what was the other one that came out? There's some rumor stuff that came out around it too.
Okay.
Specifically around Konami
Okay. Oh, I heard
working with
Snake
a
Eater.
Chinese company because there was so there was a company. I forget their name. They're the ones that made the Demon Souls remake,
Mm-hmm.
and they were purchased by Sony. So they are
Yeah,
now a Sony team.
blue something.
And they work. There was a rumor that they were going to make Metal Gear Solid. So now that's not the rumor anymore. The first, which was like the first day of Tokyo Game Show, there was a rumor that Konami's working with a Chinese company to do Metal Gear Solid remakes
Okay.
and some Castlevania remakes. So that's hopefully, I don't know, that might be a thing.
I read something about Snake Eater getting a remake.
Yeah, that's part 3. So maybe, I don't know why
I'm
they
all
would
for
start
Snake
there.
Eater.
I have no idea.
Snake Eater stuff.
Yeah, Snake Eater is probably like my favorite for the story. Like, if you pay attention to the story of Snake Eater, it's probably the most
Yes.
impactful, I'll say. Metal Gear Solid 1 is pretty good. 2 is alright. 4 is just bananas. 5 is unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
3, I think, is probably like from beginning to end the best ones.
That and I liked that you had to scavenge for food and you could trap people with rations and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
The camouflage and stuff like that. I actually thought like the strategic behind this camouflage and stuff.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, that's true. That is where they started that, the camouflage.
Yep,
You're right.
yep. I like that. I would like to see that being remade.
Yeah, I would. It's been a long enough time. It's not like it came out like 2-3 years ago. And they were
Yeah.
like, you know what, we're gonna do, because it did not just get an HD re-release. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The last time they did that was on 360. Actually, it's a long time.
So today's the last day of the Tokyo Game Show.
Okay. So there won't be anything for the 4th. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking at the things you just announced. Forspoken. That one actually looked interesting too. Yeah, Forspoken, I think it was called.
What's that?
It's a game that I saw. I just saw like the trailer for it. Don't know who's making.
Was
it
that the
or
one
not.
they showed at the? I think that's something they showed earlier this year at the Sony event.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so
Yes, they
yeah, I
did.
know
That one
is.
actually looks pretty cool.
Mhm.
Other than that, like I'm not big into like the turn-based RPGs, so those things don't really like get me anyway. Like I don't care.
They show turn-based RPGs.
Yeah, I'm not really into them. Like the Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think it was unique enough that made me interested, but most of the time I'm not really into them.
No, I was asking, did they show anything? Because I didn't see any.
I know they
didn't see any
showed
show up.
the Sin Chronicles. They showed from Sega. They showed Yudin Chronicles. Rise gets first gameplay as a turn-based RPG.
Okay. No, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. Yeah, so this is the first.
That's
Soldier.
not an RPG. That's action.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
first soldier. Oh, the first soldier thing. That's.
yeah.
I hope that's not the mobile game. I think
Yeah.
that might be what that is. The first soldier. You're right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to wait more to see what's up with that game.
Okay, cool. And
It's
then,
gonna be a while for
uh,
the next installation for the game.
Yeah, then I saw like the Monster Hunter DLC and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that was gonna be announced anyway, but they just waited to show it. So the PC, they remember last week they said sometime Q1, which was like February, March. So now they announced the actual official date is January 12th, which is even better.
Yeah.
And that's the PC version.
Okay.
They showed a nice ass trailer. So it's gonna be like 4K, all that. You know what I'm saying? 60 frames. That's what people wanted. And that's before the summer DLC. So you'll be able to do that. They actually put out a survey. I made sure to fill it out because I did play Rise.
Yes.
But they did ask people what would you most likely want to see for the update for the PC.
Yeah.
And most people were saying, please have they don't need cross save because I think that's terrible. When a game is 30 frames and a game is 60 frames and you try to make people play together, that's terrible. Don't do that. But they did say cross save, and they put that in the survey. So hopefully cross save is a real thing. Because I don't want to play the game from the beginning again. I don't want
Yeah,
to.
makes sense. I wouldn't want to start over too if you've been on it for that long.
Yeah, it's about
It's
a
commitment.
few hundred hours or something like that.
Yeah,
So it's
just a
lot.
few hundred hours.
No, but it's been
That's
out
a
since
lot
for a
of
long time.
Dude,
You
I
gotta remember, with
yeah.
me in in Nintendo consoles, I usually only play one game.
Yeah, I got you.
I usually buy it for one game, so those hours are spread out. I
Yeah.
don't really play my Switch.
Yeah.
I don't. So,
Yeah, but still a lot of time, like to do and have to redo it.
this is true.
I'll be
This
mad
is
if I had to redo that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much what they announced for Tokyo Game Show. Ends today, so if anything comes up, we'll talk about it.
There's
next
other
week.
also one other thing. I'm curious. There's something called, well, it's made by the director from The Evil Within,
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that right now.
and is the studio I believe is Project Tango. Is that Tango Gameworks?
Yeah.
So hopefully it's something in that theme, like horror and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if not, it'll be alright. But I'm actually interested in what they do, because I do believe that the Evil Within and the Evil Within 2 are pretty, like, they were nice takes on the survival horror genre,
Yeah.
trying to break away from Resident Evil. So that's cool.
Cool. Yep. Did you finish What If?
I haven't even seen it. I think I saw one episode. I saw the T'Challa as Star Lord.
Oh, okay.
episode. That's
It was the ending was actually really good. I actually like how it ended, and it's gonna lead into season 2.
Okay.
One thing that I kind of noticed, and it's kind of it'll be a spoiler because it will go throughout the season. But one thing I realized by the time the show ended, that no multiverse Iron Man lives.
Oh, really? That's the thing in that series?
Like I was just realizing that Iron Man dies in every single fucking episode. Like every single version of Iron Man dies, even in different people's stories. That Iron Man dies. Iron Man has to die for the world to live. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that become the trope?
me just watching the watching What If, and I was like, every single one that Iron Man appeared, he died.
Oh, you mean specifically when they made these what ifs?
Yeah.
If he shows up, his character dies. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I feel like the worlds need Iron Man to die in order for them to live. That's crazy.
I mean, that's what they want to do, right? That's the
Yeah.
story they're telling.
They do have news. Chris Evans did sign on for season 2 of What If, and he'll be doing the episode if his What If Steve Rogers became Spider-Man,
Okay. Okay.
and Chris Evans will be talking Steve Rogers again.
Gotcha.
So close enough. It was a really good series. Definitely check it out. I think the animation was wonderful. Like it was a beautiful show, and I would like to see Marvel do more on the animated side of things, because I think What If kind of showcased that you could tell adult stories and not always have to cater to kids with their animation stuff nowadays.
This is true.
Also, Star Wars Visionaries came out, and I heard that was actually really good. I only got to watch the first 2 episodes, but it's like the who's who of anime studios doing Star Wars little mini episodes.
Okay.
So definitely check it out. It looks really dope.
Oh wait, I just wanted to. The one thing I did miss that's a guilty pleasure from Tokyo Game Show was they showed gameplay of Gungrave.
That's what I was looking at then. It was the two guns and shit.
Where it looks as bananas as the PS2 game.
I remember that game.
Like, they didn't change the formula at all. Like, it's literally just one dude with 2 guns, just shoot everything explodes, everybody dies. Like that's what you come to that series for.
Yeah.
And what little snippets of the gameplay they did show it looks great for that. So it's a specific type of game. It's not like Devil May Cry. It's not stylus action. It's just non-stop action. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, that's not
And I like the CG trailer for it too. That's
cool. Yeah, see, look, I was looking at that. Actually, they're cool. I remember Gungrave the first. I remember actually playing on Dreamcast.
I don't know what version of the game that is.
Yeah, I remember playing. You know what? Because it was.
You might be thinking of Gunbird, because Gungrave is an anime game. That was
Yeah, I know exactly.
It has 2 versions.
Dream. Let me see if I remember clearly. Yes, it was on Dreamcast.
Regular. Okay, so which one is that?
Gungrave, the original Gungrave. It actually came out on Dreamcast.
Okay, no title. Okay,
Yeah.
so I play Overdose.
Yeah.
What it is, Gungrave Overdose for PS2.
Yeah, I remember seeing it because I remember one of the dudes. Is it this one? Or is it, oh no, I'll probably am wrong. I think it was called. No, it was it was Gungrave. Cause and then he has like the big fucking shit on his back and the 2 guns. Yes, I remember this. Yeah, I remember playing this. I remember getting it bootleg and playing it. That's what I remember. And I thought it was dope.
Which one was it?
For
I never seen him.
I'm trying to see.
Like which one?
It was. I guess it was like the first one. It was like Gungrave. I think it was like a first one, but it came out late. It probably did not hit USA in the Dreamcast version. But I remember it being on Dreamcast.
You can't tell me nothing. That's a damn shame. I have to like Google.
No, I'm looking. Honestly, I could be wrong. I 100% could be wrong, but I remember it during the same time of having a Dreamcast. So there's a chance that was on Dreamcast. There's a chance on PS2. I have.
That's what I'm saying. There's another game that fits that. There's
like Gun Valkyrie or some shit.
See, Gun Valkyrie I know was on Xbox, but I believe there is a Gun Valkyrie for Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Gungrave I do believe started on PS2, but I think it might have had like a prototype or something that was Dreamcast, maybe Japan only, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I was trying to look at
That's
it.
the thing.
You know what? I could be wrong. Like 100%, I could be wrong. Because again, I might have still had my Dreamcast during that time, and that's probably what confused me.
Yeah,
because
it's only Gun Valkyrie and what's the other? There's a shooter that there's a plane, the scrolling.
Yeah.
That has the same gun something in the name. Yeah.
You know what? I might be confusing the PS2 one then with the
like there's a few that like came. It's funny you say that name, Gun something was a big thing at that time in the game. For that time to name your game something Gun whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. Cause it's just a bunch of stuff. Like if you look up Gun, if you hit Gun and then hit Dreamcast,
yeah,
you'll get Gunbird,
Gungrave,
you'll get Gun Valkyrie.
Is it?
Which
Gungrave?
I didn't know came out because Gun Valkyrie was a game that one of my friends
loves
Gungrave. That on. He loves that on Xbox.
It was Gungrave. Yeah, Sega Retro, PS2. Yeah, then it had to be this one then because I remember playing it. I remember the character. I remember the big shit on his back. 100%. I remember the fucking big ass thing on the back. So I remember actually playing this game. So it might have been the PS2 version.
Yeah, it's probably PS2. I can't even find videos.
Yeah, I'm looking for it too, and I'm like, well, did I play it? I don't remember. You know what? Oh, you know what? Probably not. You know what? Probably is in my head is the Spawn game.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Where it's like an arena.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what that's called.
Big ass shit. It was Spawn something. I forgot what it was, but
I think it was Armageddon.
Armageddon, yeah. Spawn Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon. Okay. Yeah, because I see that there's.
No, it wasn't.
I can send
Armageddon.
you the pictures because they have them, and the reason you're thinking Sega
Yeah.
is because Sega published the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's why.
That's fine.
'Cause
In the Demon's
I see it
Hands, that
here.
was the Spawn game.
Spawn in the Demon's Hand. Yeah, that was cool. Did you ever get to see that in the arcade? Because apparently there's an arcade version of that.
I've never seen an arcade. I just remember
I
buying
think
it
that's the
bootleg.
Capcom game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why that's why it would be an arcade port.
and I
I've never
remember
seen it.
playing it. I remember playing it on the Dreamcast, and I remember him having a big ass thing on his back too. Like,
And there's
okay. Anyway,
and isn't one of the versions you can pick the one with the machine gun?
yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
I think he was on the cover of the one with the machine gun. Was on the cover of it.
Makes sense.
So yeah,
True that. But yeah, Gungrave has like 2 versions that were on PS2, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. But the Sega publishing them is probably what you remember.
Yeah,
It's on the cover of the game.
there's a big chance that was that. Like I don't remember it. It kind of went blank. But I remember playing the game. I 100% know for a fact I played that game.
That's one of the few, for at least the original series, I have the entire box set.
Oh, cool.
I like the animation for that, for the show.
Oh,
Like,
sweet.
they did I think a television movie for it.
Okay.
I thought it was that. They changed the design, but the
Yeah.
original one with the black coat, the red trim,
Yeah.
like that dude was badass. So
Cool. All right. You ready to go to the future?
you mean the past of 1995?
But the future of 1995.
Man, they always thought the future was gonna be garbage. I mean, they're hoping, aren't they?
Not
They
wrong.
really are. They really are.
You know what's funny is that they're not wrong because right now we're in the time of a lot of these like future movies that were in the 90s.
But it's just not that bad.
Yeah.
It's as bad as things are. It's
No.
not as bad as what they want it to be. Because
Yeah.
there are not mega cities with roving gangs waiting to tear you up as soon as you leave the gates. Not yet.
That's true. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Which is interesting because, okay, so since we're getting into the movie, this is Judge Dredd from 1995, rated R. It is an
This
hour
was
and
rated R.
36. I've only ever seen the television version, so I did not know it was a rated R movie, so I did see it.
Watching this one didn't even feel like a rated R movie.
No, it did not. It was not exceptionally gory. There was not a lot of curse words. There was no nudity. Nothing.
No,
Not
titties
even
were
guts. Not even guts.
No
Like it,
titties.
just blood.
You're
That's
telling
it.
me
Blood and people die.
that this was a rated R movie this whole
Especially
time?
especially for the subject matter.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd, and he's not blowing people away and like shooting them in the head and all types of, like, you know what I mean?
I am very, you know what, man? I might drop my score if this was a rated R movie and this is what I got.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad now.
It feels like a C grade buddy cop movie at one point. It really does.
Yo, this was not. Oh my god! Like the
So-
first 15 minutes of RoboCop was more violent than this whole movie.
Oh boy. And I even got the RoboCop vibes from the beginning because of
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah,
Because they do this was of the time where you had the action hero movies with the swelling choruses and stuff.
Yeah.
You had the very, very, what was the guy's name? Was it Elfman?
yeah.
I think it was Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Batman-esque music
Yeah.
with the RoboCop-esque triumphant themes.
Yeah.
So this movie does have that.
Yeah.
It debuted in the U.S. on the 30th of June. I don't remember the date. I do remember the ads for this movie. All over comic books.
I remember
All
that.
over.
And I remember the Rob Schneider thing. I think that's what got me not wanting to watch it was Rob Schneider, to be honest with you. And back in the day.
This is true. This is true. That and my lack of knowledge of the Dredd character, I just didn't
Okay.
care.
I knew of Judge Dredd. So I knew of Judge Dredd back in the day because it was like I think it was Dark Horse that did it.
Mm-hmm.
He did a team up with Exo Man of War and shit, and during
What?
and during the early game, the early times of the PlayStation 5, because I think PlayStation 5 came out just like around this time. I know
PlayStation
PlayStation 1. They had or Sega Dreamcast. One of the two came out first, and then they had the X-O Man of War Iron Man game.
I think there might be more than one of those. I think there was a PlayStation. There might have been a Dreamcast. There might have been I think there's a Game Boy version of that. Like, yeah.
Well, Dreamcast came out a lot later.
Yeah, it's 99.
But 95 it has Iron Man X-O Man of War. I remember playing that game and I'm like, oh, who the hell is X-O Man? And I look it up, and then Judge Dredd kind of connects to it. So I read a couple of his comics. They were alright. They're very violent. They're very like if you think RoboCop in the comic book form, it was very RoboCop in the comic book form. It's just the movie wasn't.
Man, it was for Sega Saturn. That's why. That's the
Saturn,
Sega system.
yeah.
You probably remember it from. Saturn.
It was on Saturn and PlayStation 1. Because it was one of those big cases. The big cases. The jewel cases.
96. Yes. Also, Game Boy, Game Gear, and DOS.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. So the Judge Dredd character I got from
Acclaim.
Acclaim. Yeah.
Oh, shout outs to.
I didn't know better at the time.
I knew this because of one of the people I follow, Mega Ran. He posted that Acclaim was thinking about a comeback, and he put what comes to mind when you see this logo, and it's the Acclaim logo. I didn't post anything because I wanted to be nice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just post pure trash.
I would have posted
I could
NFL.
just say garbage.
I would have posted NFL Blitz.
Yeah, you're being nice. You're being
NFL
nice.
Blitz. I think the first NBA Jam they did.
I could have posted Wolverine Adamantium Rage and be like, remember when everybody wanted a good Wolverine game and we got this? Ooh.
All right, I'll take that back.
Ooh. Remember all those bad Spider-Man games?
Yo,
from
what
Game
was
Boy?
that? Yo, what was that Wolverine game with Mark Hamill talking him? I think it was on PS2.
Yes, it was. Wasn't it for the movie?
It was a separate Wolverine game.
It was movie license, I believe, because he had the costume.
No, he had the Ultimate X-Men costume.
That's the black and gold,
the
blue,
all black.
It was
like
the
all
gold.
blue, and like all like dark blue and gold.
Well, maybe it was because those other costumes were in there. Cause I think Jeff Star had that and played. I remember playing it, and it wasn't great. It was alright.
Like they had the stealth mode, like you had to like sniff shit out and things like that. Wolverine. Games.
I remember he got to a stage where we got stuck for a little bit, where you're outside and like it's in the snow.
Yeah. And
you gotta stealth your way inside this base.
No, I think that's a different game then.
We're thinking of a different game?
Yeah, okay. I think because X-Men Origins had a game, and that was the one that was kind of like I think Raven Studios did that one.
No, this is way before that.
Oh, way before that. So this one
is like PS2, Xbox, maybe. I want to say Xbox.
I think it was Xbox and PS2.
I think we played it on the Xbox. It was more than likely a PS2 that we played it on.
Damn, damn. Because I don't think it's Wolverine Revenge, because I think they had the likeness of Hugh Jackman in that game.
You sure it's not Wolverine's Revenge? Are you sure?
I'm very sure it wasn't Wolverine Revenge.
Because I don't think they had his voice.
Wolverine game.
Because that might be the game.
Voiced.
But it wasn't voiced by, because do you know the funny thing? You pointing this out made me realize that there is, and just because of how things are today, where people get confused of like, man, when the hell they gonna kill, like the PS4 and just go straight to PS5, and it's the same thing for Xbox. The Xbox family. Yeah. And I'm looking here, and we were talking about Wolverine Origins, and we were like talking about the 360. That version, the Xbox 360, like the PS3 version. Yeah. And I was looking at a PS2 version of that game. I'm like, man, what does that play like?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
But you know what? That game was good. It was just
No. I'm talking about the PS2 version.
The PS2
That's
version.
what I want.
I never played that. I think I played the 360.
We played the 360. Yeah. We played the modern.
Damn,
what's the old one play like?
My mind lately been like straight out like Mandela effect. Like I feel like things came out that I think I know that came out, and then I never find proof of the fucking thing, and it pisses me off.
I'm just saying, there's a lot. It's because there's so many of the same types of things that came out. It's hard. Like it legitimately is. I'm trying to see. Because they do have a wiki for it. So I have they have on Wikipedia, they have a list of X-Men video games. But then they also have a subcategory of games that Wolverine appeared in.
It was X2 Wolverine's Revenge.
It was Wolverine's Revenge where he was voiced by Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I see what you mean. You said it has his likeness. Yes. He's on the box. Hugh Jackman's face is on the box. Hugh Jackman's face is on the character model. But he ain't the one with the voice in the game.
Yeah, I just remember Mark Hamill talking Wolverine. And then they had some really bullshit stealth modes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game wasn't great.
I don't remember. Then again, also, I never bought it. I probably just rented it from my job because I was working video store at the time.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyway, go back to Judge Dredd.
Wasn't great. Listen, wasn't great. Wasn't great.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got me curious.
Game too.
Now you have me curious, right? About what the Judge Dredd games were like at the time.
That game sucked. It was a Super Nintendo game.
Oh, right. Right.
It was booty.
It was kind of ass.
I think that was the only Judge Dredd game there was. And then, honestly, I actually
he's in Warzone.
He's in Warzone. Really?
That's super recent.
Oh shit!
I think
cool.
last month I think it was. He came out after Rambo.
Good for him.
So now he's in Warzone.
Good for Judge Dredd. At least he's doing something.
Which probably means he's in Fortnite too, or you can buy him in Fortnite.
That ain't gonna make me play Fortnite.
There was a character more recently that I saw that I meant to say, "Oh look, Merc, there's rumblings. This character might be there," but I forgot. I have to bring that up another time.
Yeah.
The Fortnite watch.
Oh man, but yeah. So this movie itself, I feel like it was a product of its time. Like it felt like a movie from when it came out. I would say that like the CGI and things like that weren't bad in this movie.
Man, listen, no, I can't. They were terrible.
They were terrible.
I thought they were terrible.
I didn't think they were that bad.
When he was flying, that part where they were both like falling at the, and they were like, "Please turn it on."
I take it back.
And it was like falling down into a very, very visible blue screen or green screen. It was like,
you know what? I take it back. I take it back. I take it all back.
It was just too many bad blue/green green screen effects in that movie for me to like give it a pass.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
So we have Judge Dredd, 95, rated R, an hour and 36 minutes, which felt like a long movie. We have Sylvester Stallone as the lead. We had Ahmed Aniston as
Armand Asante. Yeah, he's a pretty famous guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Rob Schneider as Fergie. Jurgen.
Proch now.
Judge Griffin.
Which I said if you've seen Dune, you have two, I assume, major characters in this movie.
Okay, cool.
And there's a Dune coming out very soon.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. Yeah.
So cool.
Be on HBO Max day one. So I think next week. I think it comes out actually.
Got you.
Judge Farrow is Max von Sydow, which was Ming.
R.I.P. Ming the Merciless.
Yeah. Diane Lane
as Judge Hershey.
She was cute.
Also Martha.
Yeah, she's Martha.
She was not that Martha. She was my mom's Martha too.
My mom's Martha too. We best friends now.
So yeah, she was that Martha.
Joan Chen.
Which we tried to find stuff for her.
Lisa.
Couldn't find anything.
Yeah, we couldn't find her. And the rest was, I guess, were just characters around it. They were not like the super important characters. got their chest. You know what movie I wish was on this list and that I could trade this movie for?
What's that?
Demolition Man.
Yeah, I know, because it's a more fun movie.
That's better CGI in 1993.
Yeah, but it's just more fun without Rob Schneider because it's funny without needing Rob Schneider.
Oh, Simon Phoenix was hilarious. That's why, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, Stallone's Man Out of Time.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that he went through, him and Sandra Bullock and her, like, complete innocence to a lot of the stuff from his time. It's
The mystery of the three seashells, though.
Yeah.
And you know what? Rob Schneider was in that movie.
But he was not a main part, which is great.
Yeah, Rob Schneider was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I forgot he was in that movie.
This is true.
Oh, wow. Anyway,
Still
I wish
a better
Man
movie.
was in it. So
Rob Schneider is like seasoning. It's a specific type of seasoning. Maybe he's like salt. If you put too much, it's just bad.
Rob Schneider is like, his sense of humor is like a white person making potato salad.
It just
has lots of raisins and no seasoning.
I don't know. I know some Caribbean people who put some damn raisins, and I'm like, I have to politely decline. Just saying.
I know too. I don't do the raisins. I don't like the raisins. It was like, oh, it gives you flavor. Like, no, I don't like the texture.
I don't want no sweet in my potato salad. What are you doing? Stop it. Go away with that.
I made
KFC used to do that. I think they still do.
No, they don't. They took it out because raisins are a little pricey. Well, raisins are hard to keep fresh, I guess. So once you mix it in and shit like that, it starts sticking together.
Okay.
So
well, hey,
yeah,
more power to them. They smartened up.
It was like a random fact.
Don't use them no more. Good.
Yeah. Anyway, but this is this was like an unflavorful potato salad. This was this movie.
Yeah. Well, this was Rob Schneider. Like, the movie was fine, and I thought it got better as it went on because a lot more of the plot was explained to you. You had the Armand Asante's character Rico.
Yeah. They
had the cool dynamic between Judge Dredd, because they do give you time to see Judge Dredd be a badass in this movie's world.
Yeah.
As badass as he can be.
Yeah.
And he's, the typical gruff, takes no nonsense. He takes the law to the letter. You will not disobey the law. Rob Schneider's character gets like a 5-year sentence from Judge Dredd for like loitering or something like that. Tampering with the robot. He's like, yes, 5 years.
Yeah.
And they want to give him a little bit of a pass, and they're like, no.
They're framed.
No. Well, he was trying to run for his life. He got busted running for his life. Like, the funny part about Rob Schneider's character, which is just like, at certain points, the movie does follow him, right?
Yeah.
When he gets out of jail, he's the character they follow.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just a throwaway character. They're using him. I don't know if they're using him as an audience surrogate, but they're using him for he is not the violent criminal. He is not a badass. See how this character makes it through this world. He is comic relief.
Yeah.
But he's in the movie for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So the beginning part where he's kind of getting screwed over because his apartment that they give him when he comes out of his 6-month like jail stay for something really minor because his character is a hacker. He comes back and he's forced to live in a building that's taken over by a gang war.
Yep.
And so like he comes back and you just see how ridiculous the world they're painting is super post-apocalyptic. It's a mega city where the dichotomy is always the rich live at the top and the poor live at the extreme bottom.
Yeah.
And then in his case, when he comes out, he sees things as fine. He's like, oh man, things are gonna be all right. And then his shuttle descends into the depths of the mega city, and it's just chaos.
Yep.
And like that part I thought was interesting and actually kind of funny. And then it's just, like I said, too much salt. They just overseason. They try to overcompensate with his humor, and he is not that funny.
Yeah,
and
he was not.
The more they put him with Stallone, just like the more it dragged the movie down.
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of like it was like those humor, like those sad laughs, like I don't know.
Yeah, or just not even a sad laugh.
Nah,
You just sit there and look.
Stare at him with
Yeah,
disdain
just the
and
crickets.
anger.
Just like this didn't need this.
Like,
So,
you took 2 hours from my life.
well, thankfully it wasn't.
2.5.
Thankfully, this
It
movie's
felt
not
like
that long.
But I did like some of the action scenes. I did like some of the creativity they had with the guns, and I thought the costumes looked dope because they actually were pretty legit to what the comic book was. The gun was also legit to what the comic book was and stuff like that.
The bike too. Yeah,
The bike
I
too.
thought that was cool.
So they did a good homage to the actual character and look wise. But the movie, I think it failed in ways just to make me interested in the character after the movie.
That's true. If you're trying to sell me on Judge Dredd, you didn't. You just sold me. Like I told you, it felt like it turned into just a generic Stallone action film.
100%.
Because then it turned into Stallone with countless one-liners. He had this one. He would say, "I said I don't know if this is a Judge Dredd line,"
Yeah.
but he kept saying throughout the movie, "I knew you'd say that."
Yeah.
Constantly. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was warranted or not. He just kept saying it.
Yeah, and I just felt like even because they kept unmasking it. Like honestly, he wore the Judge Dredd suit maybe in the beginning of the movie and towards in the end. The rest of it, you see his face and stuff like that. And usually, like movie, like when they do characters like that, you kind of want the actual costume on to sell the costume. But half the movie, he wasn't on it.
Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense. The story they tell you,
Yeah,
it's not like it doesn't make sense for him to not be in his costume. They
Yeah.
frame Dredd, and his entire plot is they want to switch up who's running basically the government
Yes.
in the megacity.
yeah,
There's the one guy, the guy who's Judge Griffin.
yeah,
His character is the one secretly behind it. He gets Judge Fargo to retire
yeah,
because and it makes a lot of sense. And it was like, okay, I see what they're going for.
yeah.
So the setup ended up being they set up Dredd, right? The one judge that they thought would never turn. So in order to keep him from dying, because the punishment that he was going to get was death,
Yeah,
they knew Judge Griffin knew that Dredd was like was Fargo's #1 guy.
yeah,
He would do almost anything for him, right?
Yeah.
So he took that as far as he will retire for him. And in that world, when you retire, you go on something called a long walk,
yeah,
where you exit the megacity. They send you out there into the waste with a gun and a care package, and goodbye. That's what you do. It's messed up, but that's that world they live in. But they executed that order in order to save Dredd from being executed.
yeah,
So he got a life sentence, which was what the character Rico said. I want him to okay, since I'm going to take over his life, I want him to have mine. And
Yeah.
his was he was in prison in like the deep, dark depths for his crimes for life.
yeah,
So that's what he wanted Dredd to, quote unquote, experience while they executed their plan. So, again, the story is more or less, it's not that it's written bad. It's just the execution from the characters you get. Mostly Rob Snyder just being in the way is the thing that drags the movie down. Because you see, even if you left it as a generic Stallone action flick, it wouldn't be that bad. That's why I give it the score I give it.
yeah,
It's not a terrible movie. Like I like a lot of the movie. I like when he fights the cyborgs and the cyborg guy and the rejects that are out there with the priest and whatnot.
cannibals.
Like that whole thing. Yeah.
That dude was
Like that whole thing I thought was cool.
the main. I think the father. He was in Walking Dead.
Oh, was it the guy from the ranch?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
he
cool.
was in Walking Dead. I was like, oh shit, that's hers. That's the dude that gets his head cut off.
But yeah, I know he plays a big farm,
Yeah.
the Hirsch farm. So
Yes.
yeah, it's like there's a lot of stuff that's the side characters in the movie actually are cool. I like Judge Hershey. She's pretty dope. She saves him and she counts it. She's like, I saved you 2 times. I saved you 3 times. Don't. And like that's a cool thing that happened. I liked the portrayal of Judge Fargo, like his character willing to go so far to save Judge Dredd's life. That he ends up, and he looks kind of badass with his leather coat out there, and he saves him from the cyborgs and stuff. And I'm just like, there's things here that I like. Yeah, I like the character, like the scientist played by Joan Chin. I think her name was Isla. That's how you pronounce that. Ilsa. Yeah. Even her character's pretty dope because then like her and Rico end up betraying Fargo, and they take over and they start. Rico uses his genetic material, and they're gonna make fucking a whole clone army. Yes. Because that was another thing that was a subplot. Yeah. But it was a subplot throughout the entire movie. Yes, it was. Of the project they had with the specific name, and you find out that's how they got Dredd and Rico. Yes. They used them as the base for the cops. Yep. And so they wanted to start a thing, and instead of having like the which you find out, it was genetic samples of like the best cops from all over. So pretty much Captain America. Yes. And then he says, "Screw it, I'm just gonna use mine because I'm the man." Yeah. You know what I mean? But he's crazy. He's pure chaos. And I actually think he's like the best character in the movie. So. Yes, he was. I think the villain was the best character in the movie. But like again, I just say there was things there to like. It's just they had too much Rob Schneider in places like forcing Rob Schneider. You don't add anything. You just take away. Yes. So I have to dot points for that, man. So your rating for Judge Dredd was a 3.5. Yeah, there's so much to like there because I didn't think I would. Yeah, it's just really disappointing that there's just too much Rob Schneider. And mine will be a 3. So Judge Dredd does not make the top 10. It is your number 23. It is my number. Actually, it's my number 20. So there you go. Okay. So our top 10, mine's right now is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, RoboCop, The Mask, Batman, RoboCop 2, The Crow, Superman 2, Blank Man, Dark Man, and Flash Gordon. I'm surprised Flash Gordon has lasted this long on my list. Well, you gave it a good score. It was a good movie. I actually watched it recently, and I actually enjoyed it again. And then Louis Bean's list is RoboCop, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, RoboCop 2, Batman, Toxic Avenger, Superman 2, The Mask, Blank Man, Dark Man, and Superman the Movie. Okay, good stuff. It's a good mix of things. Like yours is very generational. Like it's mixed with different timelines. Gotcha. Because you have the 80s, you have the late 80s, you have the 90s, and you have getting like the mid 90s now. Good mix. Next week, it is the Power Ranger movie. Good. We're in trouble. just for that song alone, let's get in a high school. I'm sorry, I'm biased to this movie. Power Rangers the movies the next week. We got Tales of the Crypt, Demon Knight. We got Tank Girl, Barbed Wire, The Black Mask, Crow City of Angels, Darkman 3, Generation X, The Phantom, and Vampirella. Those are gonna wrap up the next 2 months. We are getting close to the end. We have less movies than we had reviewed. So a lot less movies than we have reviewed. So it's getting there. We're getting there. We're getting to that end. So next week, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And it syncs up too because the Jetty just came out. So there you go. There you go. We do have like the full movies reviews on our the Morphin Cast. So those are some takes if you actually want to listen. I'll probably reproduce like if you actually want a full detailed review of all 3 movies of the Power Rangers. We have it there. But we're gonna have a new take
on Power Rangers the movie. We're gonna watch it, we're gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna see what we think about it this time around. I have watched it recently. I probably watched it maybe a year ago, so it's still fresh in my mind, but I'll watch it again. I have a lot of issues with that first movie. I actually liked it Turbo more than I liked the Power Rangers the movie.
Cannot stand Turbo.
You want to know why I prefer Turbo? Is the fact that I went into the show.
I still cannot stand Turbo. And you know why. I cannot. Nope.
Oh, fuck Justin. Yeah. You know, Justin just beat up the fake Red Ranger. Well, the person that played Rocky as a kid that claims that he was a Red Ranger. He was never a Red Ranger. He was never wearing a suit. Bullshit. But he claims he's a Red Ranger. He fought him in an MMA fight, and Justin whooped his ass.
Really?
Yep.
How long? You know how long ago that was?
Probably a week ago. It's on. Like,
what?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then he's bragging about it too. Like, so he's been showing up with the belt at Comic Cons and shit, and putting it in his face.
I mean, you know, not for nothing. That would be a cool thing if all the martial artists, Power Rangers had like a little mini tournament. That'd be cool.
Listen, let's see if they have it on YouTube, and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, him and they have an MMA fight, and he won. He beat his ass actually, and maybe he fights Tommy next.
Maybe,
right?
Yeah. Again, like I said, most of them are actual. Oh, Scott Steiner, he doesn't care what you do.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if you practice martial arts for 15, 20 years. She decides these arms and this pipe I'm about to hit you with. Yes, I understand.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll send you like the beef they had. You can check it out. All right. I guess we'll wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he is upset at the end of the cast, man. Chill out, man.
Right.
Chill out. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. RedCycloneInc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And also we have a WordPress, so check it out.
Yep.
And where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark with the Mic. Follow the Facebook groups, the RedCycloneInc, and Wrestling Babble. We are very active on there. Check those out. We have the latest news and everything on there too. So check those out. We also got a lot of live footage from our Northeast Wrestling show that we went to last today. So we have tons of photos and videos and stuff like that. So check that out on the Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff on there. Photos courtesy of Me with Opinion. He takes all the photos. I let him take it because then I get in the way. So I'm like, yo, just take all the pictures and I'll post everything up. So yeah, he gets a lot of good stuff too. So I give him a lot of credit. He takes good pictures. So shout outs to Minion and his photos for photography for those events. Other than that, follow the Jinkies.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure 100% that the Jinkies is not wearing a ninja suit out there attacking the military. I don't know if you heard about the Ninja Man that's been attacking people at military bases.
Really? I gotta look that up now.
Scott Steiner is not having it.
He's not having it, but Jinkies is. He's ninjaing people for sandwiches, so be aware. If you ever order a sandwich, watch your back, because Jinkies might be right there. Right behind you.
Hell yeah.
Sniffing. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the